All right. So what I did is I went to the adjustments panel and I added a levels layer. And you can see what it did is added a new layer in my layer panel. And it gave me the properties window that shows me what is quite possibly one of the most powerful things in Photoshop, which is the histogram. This right here is the histogram. It's a visual representation of all of the luminance values in your image. Meaning, I've got white, highlights, midtones, shadows, and black. So if I want to open this up a little bit, see how I can just drag that middle slider. Again, I'm not worried about this pillow. I'm not going to paint it. I'm just going to paint. You're not required to paint the entire image. You just want to kind of focus on the subject for this exercise. And you can turn the eyeball off in the layer panel to see what you've done. 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks good, right? So that's all I'm going to do for there. Let's continue to set up our layer panel. This background copy is italicized and locked, and you should treat it like it is precious. Don't touch it, right? What I do is select it, right-click, and duplicate it. Or, once it's selected, drag it down to the new item icon at the bottom of the layer panel. What that's going to do is give you a copy. I even turn this one off so I don't accidentally paint on it, I don't accidentally retouch it, because if I make a mistake on here, I can throw the background copy away and still have my original pixel information. Sound good? Okay, so now we're getting there. If we go here, all right. So now we need to set up to paint. Now I'm going to show you the way I set up, and yours may be a little different, but I think this is what works for me. Up at the very top of your layer panel, select the top layer. You may not have a levels layer. If you don't need it, I just added it because I needed it. If your image looks perfectly exposed, just go to this step. You're going to make 3 blank layers. Layer, new layer, and I'm going to call this big shapes or underpainting. You can also do it right here and double click on where it says layer 1. All your layers must be named, intermediate. Third way to do it is to go here, new layer, or Shift Command N and call it details. So when you paint using the mixer brush, you will not be painting on these layers, you will be painting on these layers. And we're going to do big shapes is going to be literally just big shapes to define it. Intermediate will be where we start to add the detail, and the detail layer will be basically like the light in the eyes, a little hair in the ear, that kind of thing. You'll do most of your painting in the intermediate layer. So, any questions about how to set up our layer panel? Are you ready to go? Okay.